Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Keystone Film Review. We just saw Alien Romulus. Ooh, Romulus? That felt wrong coming off the tongue.
Romulus.
Directed by Fede Alvarez, written by Fede Alvarez and Rodo Sayugas, based on the characters by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. Starring Kaylee Spaney, David Johnson, Archie Renaud, and Dora the Explorer herself, Isabella Merced. This, of course, is a Alien film. It takes place in the Alien universe, and it is another one. Because that's the world we live in, just IPs being rehashed every few years.
I can't remember if it's between 1 or 2 or 2 or 3.
It's definitely after 1.
Yes. I think it's in between 1
I think it's between 1 and 2. I don't know, nor do I care enough about the canon, nor do I care enough about aliens. Controversial, I know.
Or is it directly correlated with the 2?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But yeah, anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
So, this was, I'm a huge fan of the first Alien. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Aliens. I know I'm in the minority there. I'm fine with being in the minority there. If you love Aliens, that's good on you. But I think Alien is a masterpiece, and then Aliens just turns it into dumb action movie, which is fine. It's just not for me. But Glenn, I was excited about this movie. Were you excited about this movie?
I was scared about this movie.
You were scared about this movie.
Because we watched the trailer about 800 times because we see movies and we have to see the trailers. We're forced to see the trailers for every upcoming movie. And sometimes those trailers show way too much. This was a victim to one of those goddamn things. Because it showed a lot of things going on. Like the fact that this movie only had 5 people in it.
Yeah.
And they show a couple people.
Technically 6.
Technically 6.
Yeah.
They show a couple of those people
getting
biting the curb.
Penetrated through the mouth.
Eating a bullet.
And the throat and stuff.
And impregnated.
Yeah. I mean, trailers just nowadays show way too much anyway. That's not anything new.
Yeah, I've
but I agree, it did show
I've given up on trying to watch trailers. Even you sent me one a couple weeks ago for a movie. We went Cuckoo. And I was just like, oh yeah, I watched like the first 10 seconds because I didn't want to get spoiled. I ended up not seeing it because I got COVID. So fuck me, right?
Somehow I didn't, even though we were together after you had it.
Hell yeah. Well, at the beginning of me having it.
True.
But anyway, scared for this movie because the trailer was showing a lot, and from what a lot of the trailers showed, I don't know if I was into it as I was before when I was excited at my max. But you want some good news, Mike?
What?
I actually really enjoyed this a lot. I did.
Yes.
Shoot me, I dare you. Oh God. Can't imagine actually getting shot. Oh God.
Oh God.
Damn. I was a little worried because it was such a small cast that I didn't know what they would really do with it. But it kind of got its footing and ran with it. I enjoyed that. And a movie where it felt like the countdown actually matched the runtime of the movie. Let's just say there's a countdown on things or not. That's kind of rare as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat with you. I have worked at the movies long enough where I can see spoilers for a movie and still see it. I mean, obviously, I'd prefer to go on without any spoilers, but I can still enjoy a movie thoroughly if I know how it's going to end. I knew how Titanic ended, and I enjoyed that.
The new Captain America movie shows a lot.
Yeah. It's just the way audiences are now, unfortunately, they need to know everything that's going to happen in a movie if they're going to go see it, which is dumb.
Well, and they have to combat leakers, I guess.
Yeah, leakers.
But still, that's like,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this. One of the big hype stories around this was that there was going to be a lot of practical effects, and there was. There's still a decent amount of CGI.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nowadays you have to for certain things. But, like, it wasn't as much as it easily could have been had this been made by a lesser filmmaker than Fede Alvarez, who, funnily enough, got his start with a short film on YouTube that was filled with CGI that he did himself. So, kudos to him for branching away from what made him a name in
a little kudo, man. Congrats.
Kudos. But yeah, I just love the practical effects. I love the way this film looks. It feels like I don't know if they filmed it in film. I'll have to look that up. But it felt like it was shot in film.
Super atmospheric.
Yes.
That is a jump scare, loading that to this. It was very atmospheric. There's a lot of beautiful scenery of just like space and stuff, like the planet. Just actual atmosphere and stratosphere sometimes. Yeah. Gorgeous, honestly, movie. Even
it was shot on film.
Oh, it wasn't.
Oh wait, no, never
Did
mind.
They actually
never mind.
go to space for this?
It was shot on an Arri Alexa, which is digital, but then it said 35. Did they go to space? I don't know. I feel like there wasn't enough zero-G things to justify the high cost it would have been to go on the vomit comet or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But it's just like you said, atmospheric.
They did a great job of keeping the technology the same back in like the 80s when the movie was made, but kind of like tweaking and upgrading some things like that would make kind of more sense and make it feel more futuristic. Yeah. Even though we are technically, I think, when this movie is technically taking place.
Yeah. But that was the whole thing about the first Alien, is that it was like the first space movie where everything felt dirty and gross.
Yeah.
Because it was a working ship. I forget exactly. There was a freight ship, I believe. And
I can't remember.
But that was like the big thing where, it came from, I believe it was after Star Wars. It's definitely after 2001: A Space Odyssey, where everything was like clean and pristine. And then this was just like, oh, look at this grody ass freight ship.
Grimy.
And so this kind of felt the same, where it was grimy. The characters start on a mining colony where it's like a dystopian future where they're all kind of stuck there from Amazon. Another company, and just kind of forced to work, more or less. So it did a lot of world building that I appreciated. I don't recall any of the others. I feel like 3 did more world building than Aliens. I know probably get some hate for that, but
I don't remember 3 enough. I actually don't remember if I fully watched 3. Is that the one with Ron Perlman and Sigourney absolutely sinks a three-pointer?
I think that's 4. I believe that's 4.
Could be wrong. Don't know. There was some characters I can't necessarily say that I enjoyed that much in this.
Yeah, that's 4, Resurrection.
Son of a bitch.
There were some characters that were just kind of annoying.
Not like it mattered too much because the main character is going to be the alien at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but the main character was Andy, and he was a fucking amazing little gift to my eyes.
Yes.
He was the best thing to happen in this movie.
I loved Andy. He was a great character. He was the synthetic human, much like Ian Holm. I believe that's the actor's name. Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah.
Who played Rook.
He was in the movie the whole time, and I wanted more of him.
Who, Andy or
Andy? Damn it,
Andy. I was gonna say like Ian Holm being in it, or he's dead now, so his face being in it, and his voice. That's fan service I don't really need. I'd rather it just be like a completely different synthetic character. I understand that. I feel if I'm not mistaken, their job is the same, so it makes sense why it would be him. But it was just fan service I didn't need. And it kind of distracted with the digital. I would have much rather just had another actor's face than the digital face replacement.
It was the only part CGI-wise.
Would you consider this a spoiler?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
A little bit. But no. It's not like he's a major... Whatever. That was the only part of the movie where I felt like they kind of lacked on the CGI. Because it felt like 2D. I mean, it is 2D, but it felt like he was on a piece of paper and not like actually 3D molded to a face or something like that. That was the only time I kind of felt like that's where they lacked on the CGI.
And that's why I would have preferred just a different actor entirely.
Or somebody that just looked like him enough.
Or prosthetics to make it look like him.
But I mean, that being like the only thing that really holds back on the CGI, everything else looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, super atmospheric. God damn it, they did it.
and it felt very claustrophobic, which was cool. Kaylee Spaney was great as usual. I think she's got a great career ahead of her. She's been killing it with all the roles she's been picking, and you know, just everyone in this movie, with the exception of one or two people, I absolutely loved in their role, and which, I mean, I guess 1 or 2 out of 5, or 6 is not that good, but. You know, in baseball, they'd be an all-star every single year.
Look at that.
4 out of 6, not bad. Yeah, it's just a good movie. I mean, I don't think anything's ever going to touch. I know Aliens fans beg to differ, but nothing's going to touch the first one for me. It's a masterpiece.
You don't even have to separate them that hard. They're on either side of the spectrum, but they're both good in their own ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is just as good as it makes me want to watch the Prometheus movies again.
I think this does a good job of bridging the style between 1 and 2, where like Aliens felt like too much of a leap for me, in my opinion. But this, you know, it's a good action movie, but it's also a good horror movie, and it's creepy, but it's also, you know, kick-ass and stuff like that.
It's also super jump scare.
And also, there's multiple aliens, so...
Oh, no. A super jump scare at the end. Fucking, I didn't know I was going to be looking at that down a hallway.
Yeah, there's something scarier than the xenomorph, without getting too much away. More terrifying than the xenomorph in this entire thing.
It's time to suckle, is all I'll say.
I don't know if you heard me, but I went, ugh!
No, I heard you. I was like, oh, God. Yeah, that was, I was like, woo.
Yeah,
okay.
But, yeah, I think Alien fans are gonna like it. Aliens fans will probably like it, but not as much, because it does game over, man, game over.
Game over, man.
I love Bill Paxton, but I hate that character.
There's two movies he was in that's kind of getting like a sequel.
He was in a lot.
Twister just came out. Twisters just happened.
There's more than one Twister.
Now
you would have
Alien
known
Romulus.
if you saw it.
I don't need to see tiny mouth Glen Powell.
Yeah.
Looking at some wind
Being
going in circles.
annoyingly patriotic in it.
Was he?
He's got a YouTube persona in the movie that's like annoyingly patriotic.
Oh boy.
I don't know if his character is actually that or if he was just putting on a bit for YouTube, but yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I mean I don't really have anything else to say.
Pleasantly surprised from the trailer.
Ratings?
I was thinking a 4, honestly,
4?
myself.
I am between a 4. You know, I'm just gonna say 4. I don't think it quite got to the point. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this might be my first 5-star movie of the year," but then it kind of lost its shine a bit.
There's
not
some
nothing
lullish moments, and moments where like you feel like they could be more hectic, because they weren't, or the moments weren't really as hectic as they could have been. I don't want to say too much. That's why I'm being vague about it. But I still think it's a really good movie and pleasantly surprising from how much the trailer is kind of still left out in a way. It didn't leave a lot out, but it left some out, which was enough for me. So yeah, a 4-0.
Fours all around. Woo. So, if you saw Alien Romulus, tell us what you thought down in the comments below. Which Alien movie is your favorite? And if it's Aliens, tell me why it is, because I think you're wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Adios. Bye-bye.